everybody, John Ward here, and I'm with David Gibson. We're in Panama City, Florida, and today I've got some really great information to share with you. We have about 4 videos with David, and David is going to tell us about himself and his successes here at Yellow Book. And just to give you a little bit of background statistically on David, today is June the 2nd, 2009. We've completed about 20 weeks into the year, and David's already had 131 new sales for the year. As a matter of fact, he's averaged 1.42 new sales per day since he started August 18, 2008. And since August 18, 2008, David's had 203 sales, which is very remarkable. And if you think about it, he's got 131 sales in for 20 weeks. So he's got about over 6 times the minimum standard that we ask our reps to deliver for us in Yellow Book. So without further ado, I want to pass this off to David and let David introduce himself for this series of videos. Thank you.
Thanks, John. I really appreciate that. And for all you folks out there today that have a chance to look at this video, I want to share something with you. I've not been with Yellow Book not even a year. This is a simple system that I'm going to go over with today, but I think the most important element I want to get across to you that if I can do this, you can do it too. I've only been with the company 10 months and made those achievements, sales achievements. What I'd like to do, though, is first put this in segments. Number one, why am I at Yellow Book? I have income expectations, and I felt that Yellow Book was the avenue to explore, to come and be employed with, to achieve those income aspirations. And so the things I want to show you today are very simple, and I will guarantee to you, I will assure you that if you listen closely and watch the things that I'm going to demonstrate to you, and if you do these things as well, your sales will skyrocket. There's no reason that if you put these systems in place that you will achieve sales success yourself. I like Yellow Book because it's a challenge. It's a fast-paced environment. There's a lot of stress, but my feeling has always been if there's a lack of stress or sales to stress in the environment, positive stress, then it's probably a job not worth having, and I think you would agree to the same. So when I wake up every day and I put on my boots and jump in my traveling office, I got a Ford Escape, I call that my traveling office. I'm a no-nonsense, serious person. I'm out to make money. My career objectives, obviously, are in management. However, you got to prove yourself that you got to sell first before you can move up the ladder. So anybody out there that wants to get in training management positions or sales management position, this is where it starts. You're going to start on the ground floor. But once again, I want to emphasize to you that if I can do this, you can do this as well. Before we talk about jumping in the car right now, and that's real important, and let's be honest. That's the fun part of this job. I mean, I gotta tell you right now, I am really excited about putting all these time into these notebooks and printing all this information out, clipping these ads out. No, there's a lot more things that I'd rather do than that. But listen, I have found that preparation will build your confidence. If you have confidence and you use this system, you will dramatically, significantly increase your sales. Before we talk about jumping in that car and driving around, and let's talk about meeting with a customer, I want to go over just a few more things. If we would take this sheet right here, lead sheet, and we got a clipped out ad, there's a lot more. This sheet begins my notebook, basically. I've got phone numbers on here, but when I start calling this customer, I'm getting a little ahead of the game, but when I start calling this customer, if I'm going to call them today, which is Tuesday, and I know today's date, I'd put today's date up here. I'd write Tuesday, or I'd just put a T and circle it. I'd put the time of the day. Now listen, that is so important because I do leave messages. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. But if I'm going to call a customer at 8:27 in the morning, and I'm going to leave a message, I mark 8:27 a.m. LM, left message. Phone disconnected, I make a code there. And the reason for that is because maybe this customer, if I call him 3 Tuesdays in a row, maybe that's a bad time because I'm always leaving messages. How can I remember that with hundreds and hundreds of accounts if I don't have it charted in this book? So this book, these books really would be like the flight plan for a pilot. Pilot just doesn't jump into the jet and fly. You can notice he's got a big black notebook. He pulls everything together. He looks at his flight plan, and then he goes. That's what these books are all about. When you start making your calls, you start making your notes. Yes, it takes an extra minute or 2 minutes there. What I'm trying to get you to see today is that preparation time will lead to greater sales. The bottom line is you're looking to increase your sales. So am I. So if I have to spend a little less time here, that results in more sales generation over here. I think that's what you and I are after. So on these lead sheets, and we're going to talk about that in a minute, there's a lot that goes on these lead sheets. You'll also notice that if you look into the ads, any one of these particular ads right here, this one right here, Interim Healthcare, they got a website on there. So what I do is I analyze that, and if I get a few minutes, I'll go and check that website. I'll see, maybe what the competition is or what their services are. So this is a lead sheet, not just to show you an ad, not just to show you the name of a company, not to just show you the annual revenue. It has a lot of information in here. In other words, a doctor's going to go and he's going to do surgery on you. Until he cuts you open, he's going to begin to see a lot more, and it's the same situation here. You start analyzing this guy's ad, you're going to get his website, you're going to get his email. He says to you, hey, I just need a little bit more information on the geographical coverage. Can you email it to me? This lead sheet doesn't have an email address on it, but this ad has an email address on it. So a little upfront preparation by putting this ad in here enables you to say, well, I've already done that work over here, so it's a 2-second exercise over here to send an email. Another thing that I do right behind, you'll see in this notebook right here, back in the A section, you'll notice that there's a single sheet, right? Remember, we're just starting it, so you won't see a business card. But I thought at one point I'd just paste business cards down on these sheets, and I did it. The problem is it makes the book grow about 10 times its size because the business cards are stacking on top of each other. So I found this system where you put one of these behind each one, and then you put your business card there. And as you know, and as well as I know, business cards have cell phones and all other kinds of pertinent information like the title. I mean, one thing they teach us in Yellow Book and taught us is qualifying. Well, you have a business card, you're going to know whether it's the owner, the gatekeeper, who that might be. So always put one of these business card holders in there, and you can put 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 right here before you add another one, and they lay flat. Some people prefer maybe to put them right on here, but then you're stacking them on top of each other, and your books will become very voluminous. So that's the way I did it in the very beginning. I've got all this information. What am I going to do? I want to get in my car. I want to sell. Don't you want to sell?